This brand new construction luxury home by Thomas James Homes sits in West Bellevue on the north end, just minutes from downtown, with views of both the Cascades and the Bellevue skyline. Come tour this home with me. Today, I have a beautiful, fantastic, brand new luxury construction property to show you right here in West Bellevue. It's actually super close to downtown Bellevue. This property is a 6-bedroom, 5-bath home, 6,538 square feet, and it sits on just shy of a 1/4 acre lot size. And as you can see, it actually has fantastic views of Bellevue and some of the Cascades on multiple levels. Let's get into it. This property is proudly listed by Sarah Skriabnev with TJH Seattle, and the builder is Thomas James Homes. Also, if you're new to the channel, before we go inside, welcome. My name's Aramaro, local realtor here in the greater Seattle area, and I've been working with buyers and sellers for over a decade now. I also do home tours on YouTube, which you're watching right now. If you're used to quick 2-minute home tours, you'll want to grab a cup of coffee because this is going to be a deep dive. My goal with these tours isn't just to show you a pretty house. It's to give you that same highly detailed tour my out-of-town clients get. We're going to explore every nook and cranny of this stunning new construction. And along the way, I'll be sharing valuable insights about the Bellevue real estate market, comparing neighborhoods, and giving you my best home buying and selling tips. So stick around if you want to become an expert in the greater Seattle area market with me, and you will definitely thank me later. I will say I am absolutely digging this chandelier in the formal dining room. You also notice that the builder did a really good job at putting these really nice tall windows on the front and the back of the home, because how the property is positioned, that's where the majority of the natural light are going to be coming through, from the front and the back. So beautiful windows both on the front and in that front office area that we will go check out in a bit as well. This was actually a really nice sized dining room. You can also see this nice butler's pantry right here. And you can feel the really nice engineered hardwood, or I should say I could feel the really nice engineered hardwood. Check out the how tall these doorways are. So on the main level here, we've got 10-foot tall ceilings, and the doorways are 8 feet tall. So it's got a really nice grand entrance. Now on the bottom floor and the top floor, we actually still have some really modest ceiling height coming in at 9 feet tall as well, with the 8 feet tall doors as well. So now this is a multi-story where there's a main level, you got the top and bottom, so 3 stories in total. It's a daylight basement downstairs, which we will check out, and of course we're gonna get to those really pretty views of downtown Bellevue. There's the powder room right there and the kitchen. I do hop around a bit in my tours. I've noticed a lot of people like to see the kitchen right away. Then sometimes I typically try to take you into the primary bedroom. So sometimes there's a little bit of backtracking involved. I haven't had anyone ever complain about it, but that's one thing to just throw out there as you start to tour this home with me. I'm also just noticing as I was touring this home, I did not have those lights up turned on in the kitchen, but we had the rest of the lights on. No big deal. We've got plenty of natural light flowing through here. You also notice the gas fireplace. So there's actually a gas fireplace in this family room, as off the kitchen, as well as in the primary bedroom upstairs. This is also a nice eating area, and take a look. You'll see in the background from these windows just a gorgeous view of downtown Bellevue. It's just minutes away, honestly. The drive to downtown Bellevue from here is it was like a 5-minute drive right on 100th to get to downtown Bellevue. And before we get too deep into the features of this incredible home, I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about the builder Thomas James Homes. They're not your typical large-scale builder that you might see building entire communities like D.R. Horton or Toll Brothers. Instead, they focus on what's called infill building. So think of it like this. They find an older home on a great lot in a highly sought-after neighborhood. They tear it down and then they build a brand new modern home in its place. This allows them to bring new construction to established areas like Seattle, Bellevue, and Kirkland, which don't have a lot of empty land left for these builders to come in and build these entire brand new communities in. What's really interesting about their approach is they often sell their homes very early in the process before they're even finished. This is called a pre-sale. So this gives the buyer the unique opportunity to pick out things like their finishes and flooring, almost like a semi-custom home. A big benefit to this is that it can also save the buyer money on construction costs. In the last 2 years, about 90% of their homes have been sold this way, which is a big reason why you might not have seen a lot of their completed homes on the market. I love to test these gas stoves out, by the way. These Wolf ranges are awesome. I'm seeing them a lot in new construction. I love the dials there where it shows off or indicates the light on this. Yep, testing all of them. They all work plain as day. Another cool tidbit of this, just to let you know, is when you open these Wolf ranges, if you see blue inside instead of just the black, that actually means the range on the inside of the stove is dual use, so it can be used as both electric or gas in here. So notice the blue right here. This is a dual oven where it's you can use the electric or the gas on it, gas modes. Really nice. Love the under cabinet lighting, by the way. And what I mean by that, I'm a sucker for under cabinet lighting. You see the lighting coming from under the cabinets, but also this newer thing that these builders are doing where under the toe kick areas, so like by your feet, I think it really does a nice job at lighting up just the kitchen in general. I love the blue though. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this. It's almost like a teal. I think it's coming off as like a teal blue. Really love that look of those of the drawers and cabinets there. So right here I am pressing this is what's called an air switch, where you're able to turn on and off the garbage disposal by pressing that button, which actually uses pressurized air to turn on the garbage disposal versus a actual electrical switch. You know, some people might be concerned with shorting out or getting electrified with wet hands. So this is one of those installations that circumvents that as well. Again, take a look at that wonderful lighting there. And now let's check out the Sub-Zero fridge. Love these really big industrial size fridges. They look super nice. Check it out. I am 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, so that was to just give you some reference on how tall and wide these suckers are. Check them out though. Super nice and clean, lots of lighting, lots of storage space, and of course the Sub-Zero freezer is super cold, as you'd expect. There's the Sub-Zero brand right there. Oh, right, I got sidetracked on this kitchen. I forgot. I was gonna finish what I was talking about with the builder. So yeah, Thomas James Homes. One of the most important things to know is that they are a large national company, which gives them a huge advantage. They have a dedicated internal customer care team that handles all of their warranty requests after you've moved in. So they've really tried to create a process that helps these homeowners feel supported through the life of their warranties, and that, you know, they feel good and backed by the company that they've bought from. So if something, you know, goes wrong, you have the peace of mind knowing you're dealing with a builder that is well established and will be around to support you for a long time. If you're watching this video and you'd like to keep updated on Thomas James Homes, what they have coming up, please feel free to reach out to me. I love to work with this builder, and the listing agent and I work very well together. In fact, they had another home that I believe is going to hit the market either by the time that this video airs or it's going to be this weekend. I'm definitely going to book time to go shoot that property for my dear viewers on this YouTube channel as well. Now, take a look here. So we're walking upstairs. I love the lighting that helps you walk up these stairs at night. It's so cool that they're on their individual switches here. I'm also a fan of them being from the side here where they point down. I know some builders have been going for like a more modern look that I featured on the channel, where they're either like an LED strip coming out of the either like underneath the step, or I've even seen it and featured on the channel where builders have done something a little different, where they're like these high bright LEDs that are shooting straight out at you from the riser. A little bit different take on it. I feel like these would blind you less are you walking up at night versus just kind of feeling like you're staring at an oncoming train at you when it's super dark out. All right, so we were checking out the upstairs here. Notice the really nice vaulted ceilings. This is the primary bedroom. You have the really nice French doors there as well. Love the vaulted ceiling look. Lots of natural light coming through here. You have your own dedicated balcony to this primary suite. And you have a really nice gas fireplace there that really matches the aesthetics that you have downstairs as well. You'll notice here that a king size bed fits really nicely between those two windows. You got the nightstands as well. Looks just great. So much room in this space, and just love the design of this bedroom and the gas fireplace. I gotta tell you, gas fireplaces, I love them a lot. They are the quirkiest things when it comes to getting most of them turned on when I'm going through a lot of these new builds. That's usually the thing that I'm calling the builder ahead of time to make sure that it's either working or the remote's working. These super simple, turn on and off with the switch and they instantly turned on. So they are dummy proof, or I should say they are Aaron Morrow proof. Yeah, take a look at this bedroom. Again, you've got the engineered hardwood up here, and then as we walk into the primary bath, well, I guess we'll get to that in a sec. Let's take a look at this beautiful deck here. You've got like a there's that beautiful view of downtown Bellevue, and then straight in front of us you actually do get some of the Cascades poking through there. It depends on how clear of a day it is. It was more clear out here, but a little hazy in the distance. I'm sure you could get a better view on a different day. Now, this is composite decking, so like Trex. I don't know if it's the Trex brand or a different brand, but definitely a composite deck. And that is the same material you'll get on the main level as well. And then the bottom level, of course, has like a nice concrete slab, I believe. Take a look at the backyard here. Got like one nice big tree there. All the levels have, for the covered decks or covered patios, have those nice heating elements above, so you can actually enjoy being out here year round, even if it's snowing or if it's super cold outside. Really nice that they're including those. I love the look of the wood on the ceilings. Here's a more zoomed in version. I feel like the camera never picks up the detail that your human eyes do, so when I zoom in at 3 times, you're almost looking more at like what you could actually enjoy with your own eyes here. All right, now let's talk a little bit about Bellevue, Washington, where this property is located, especially for those viewers that are out-of-towners, out-of-staters, out-of-countryers. Fun fact, Bellevue literally means beautiful view in French. Trust me, this definitely lives up to the name. Bellevue consistently ranks as one of the best places to live in the country, and it's easy to see why. It's a major hub for tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and T-Mobile, which keep the economy strong and paychecks competitive. And the high cost of living makes sense when your income can match it. On top of that, it's safe with a low crime rate and just a really welcoming community overall. Now, all of these that I'm talking about, these facts and stats, you can easily verify these through public websites, which I will link in the description. So these aren't just my opinion here, just being able to quote from public-facing websites. Now, as we walk through the primary here, you'll notice that it had some really nice heated floors there. And over to the right, you've got a nice walk-in, or I should say walk-through closet, which we'll get to in a bit. And here's the water closet, or the toilet room, the throne room, the commode, whatever you want to call it here. Has a really nice window in here, so you have your own natural light through here. And here is where that radiant heat, or the thermostat for the heated tile floors are right there as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this primary bathroom. I really dig it. I love, again, that under cabinet toe kick lighting, this nice deep tub here with peekaboo views from the tub of the Bellevue skyline, of course, depending on which part of the tub you're laying down in. Love the countertops, and I love this walk-in shower, which we will get to. So Bellevue, it's also crazy diverse. So over a third of the residents were born outside of the US, and the city somehow balances urban with family-friendly vibe. So the Bellevue School District is top tier with well-funded schools that parents really love. If you're into getting outside, you're definitely covered. Bellevue has over 100 parks and green spaces, from the Bellevue Botanical Gardens to Downtown Park. There's a vibrant arts and culture scene, plus world-class shopping at spots like the Bellevue Collection, and restaurants that cover pretty much every cuisine you could ever imagine. And if you want more adventure, downtown Seattle or the Cascades are just a short drive away from downtown Bellevue. Take a look at the tile work. Again, you've got this subway tile that's this nice greenish blue. It similarly matches the cabinets down below. I love these tiles. You let me know in the comments what you feel about this. I also like when the builders are doing the tile job, where you can see how they've cut these right here, so you can actually see where the not vent, but where, you know, the drain is, the shower drain in the middle there. So it's more of a custom job there. Also, so there's the shower niche. You could fit plenty of stuff in there. And then there's that, like, I guess you'd call it a shower bench. So I was working with a couple that recently were looking on the east side, and they were actually from out of state. And they mentioned to me that they have always said that they wanted to have a nice large walk-in shower that had one of these shower benches in it. And once they bought a home that had one of these shower benches, they said that's when they knew they would have made it. So, you know, we finally bought them something awesome that worked for them. And yes, the house did come with a nice large walk-in shower that had a shower bench, and the missus was ecstatic over it. So, anyways, you saw that I did that quirky thing where I sat down on it to give you that perspective of what it would look like to sit down on the shower bench. And I do that a lot in my tours. A lot of the times, if I feel like you need a unique perspective of what it would be like to sit down on something that's built into the home that's made to sit down on, I usually try to do it if I remember. Now we're doing this pass-through closet. It's actually a pretty big closet. One thing you'll notice, the builder didn't put in a crazy closet system built into this closets. There is a reason behind that. So Thomas James is priced accordingly, and what they've done, Thomas James Homes, is they've done with their research on their client, along with these built the area where you'd put the washer and dryer in this laundry room area. These two features they've seen are the areas where the majority of the clientele that are buying these high-end new construction homes from them, or just other high-end builders in the area. These are the areas where the clients are mostly changing the properties. So most of these clients are just moving right in, and they have really particular tastes on what they're going to have for the washer and dryer units. So a lot of times they're just replacing those, and a lot of times they are replacing the closet systems and fully customizing or personalizing their closet systems that they're putting in their high-end closets. Therefore, Thomas James takes a more simplified blank canvas approach to the closets and sort of lets the buyer choose what they're looking to put in. So then they're not just gutting out a complex closet system only to be, putting something else in. Now, of course, like I was talking about earlier, a lot of these properties, when they have not fully come to market yet, when they're a pre-sale where you can catch them early on, again, reach out to me for their inventory, what they might be having coming on market. I can make sure that I get you information on stuff that might not even be available on their website yet. So, but if you get them early on a pre-sale, that's when the builder is more likely to work with you on an individualized system that you put in there. They have like an approved list of the washer and dryer units that they've approved that they can put into their floor plan, or they can work with you post closing to put the exact washer and dryer unit you want in there as well. Check out these other bedrooms here. Every bedroom in the upstairs has really nice natural light, and I don't know why I said on the upstairs, because the downstairs bedroom has a lot of good natural light through it as well. These are, again, nice tall doors here. Each of these other bedrooms you're seeing here have nice large king size beds, which you still have plenty of room on both sides here. Now's a good time to talk about some of the different neighborhoods, comparing some of the neighborhoods in Bellevue. I do this a lot in my videos. Now, there are a ton of different neighborhoods in Bellevue, and other cities whenever I go over other cities. So I'm only gonna name a few, but if you go and watch multiple of my videos where I have a ton of different home tours in Bellevue, you're gonna actually be able to hear the majority of the communities that they're in. But of course, if there's a community that you'd like to learn about, a specific community or area in Bellevue, please reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about figuring out if that community might be a good area for you to take a look at. So first, Downtown Bellevue. While West Bellevue offers a tranquil suburban feel, Downtown Bellevue is all about urban living. It's filled with high-rise luxury condos, world-class shopping, and a vibrant nightlife. If you want to be in the center of the action and have walkable lifestyle, downtown is the place. Somerset, I have actually talked about Somerset a few times. It has some nice rolling hills, and so a scenic hillside, and it's in the southeast part of Bellevue. Somerset's known for its panoramic views of Lake Washington and the Seattle skyline. It has a strong community feel with an active community association. While it offers fantastic views, it's generally more affordable and has a greater variety of housing options than West Bellevue. So we're considered in West Bellevue, more specifically northwest Bellevue currently right now. And West Bellevue is basically anything that's west of 405 freeway. So that's going to include Downtown Bellevue. That's going to include some other communities like Enatai, some other properties we've shown us on the channel here. Now, I did show off a property in Somerset. It was actually one of my first full-on long tours that I was doing on this YouTube channel. I think that was over a year ago. I will link it here. Really nice, I guess fully updated, remodeled home in Somerset, and that's going to be more typical. When you're in Somerset, you're going to be looking for a home like an infill built home like this one, where a builder has torn something old down and put something up new, because there's not a ton of vacant land in Somerset as well. So you're just finding a lot of either like newly rebuilt homes, or you're finding a lot of remodeled houses amongst the older homes. Check that out. It was a really cool remodeled home that I featured on the channel. And of course, check it out after you've fully watched this one, please. Okay, I gotta know, what did you think of that open bonus space upstairs? I was really digging the window, the chandelier look, and it was almost like cathedral style vaulted ceilings in there. Loved the look of it, and I loved that beam in there, the architecture, the vibe. Super cool. Would love to know your thoughts below. I could think of so many different uses for that space. Okay, before we check out the rest of the main level, I want to take you downstairs so we could check out the bottom level plus the outside, because there's a lot of cool features down here. One thing you'll notice as we walk down here is this is where there's a different type of flooring. So this has LVP, which is luxury vinyl plank. And there's a good reason why the builder, or even most builders, don't decide to put hardwood in the basement levels or daylight basements, especially when they're like on a slab where there's not a crawl space. That slab naturally retains a little bit of moisture on the concrete, and what that ends up doing is that's not as good for the engineered hardwood. So the LVP is a little bit more forgiving, expands and contracts a little bit better, and that's why a lot of these home builders decide to throw in LVP versus go for an engineered hardwood on that slab. So a lot of builders I've actually been watching, and I've even featured on the channel, have been just going for like a nice high-end carpet on the slab in the daylight basements. But this one of the reasons why this builder decided or opted to go with the LVP look is it's a little bit more high-end looking than some of these carpets. And since you're going to be coming in and out of your backyard from the sliding glass doors over there, it is more of a high traffic area, where especially during the non-summer months, we get a lot of rain here in Seattle, a lot of crummy weather. You're going to be bringing that dirt in from the outside. It's easier to maintain the flooring than walking right into carpet. Check this out. So this is like a whole other kitchenette bar scene area. Love how big these quartz slabs are. Love the pendant lighting there. Definitely digging the vibe. This is the same dishwasher as we had upstairs. It's Cove, I believe is the brand name. Yep, super efficient. And you just see a lot of cabinet space. So that was the other thing to mention about this property. So this property comes with a 2-car garage. A lot of these higher end homes, especially when you're getting into the 6,000 square feet, a lot of builders try to do a 3-car garage whenever they can. What Thomas James Homes has noticed, especially with this floor plan and layout, is they've compensated for that, for being able to put in a ton of storage, tons of extra storage all throughout the home, where you wouldn't have to necessarily need that 3rd car space. They've done a lot of research on their demographic and their target buyer and their buyer persona. A lot of these buyers that are buying these properties, they use that extra 3rd car space for storage. They're not keeping that 3rd car in there. Now, of course, auto enthusiasts, you would probably even want more than a 3rd car garage. You'd put a system in that has even more. Oddly enough, I've had a few car enthusiast clients that end up having lifts in their garage, so they're converting these 3-car garages into 6-car garages. But I digress. All right, let's take a listen to this. So I wanted you to hear the outside noise, or lack thereof. There's not a lot. It's actually pretty quiet. So one reason why I'm bringing this up is this property is right off of 100th. If any of you are aware of that street, it's a fairly busy street. You know, I think you'll notice there is like 1 car driving by every minute or so, but they've done a really good job on the sound dampening, but even how the property is positioned, you don't really hear it in the backyard. It's nice, quiet, and peaceful. You'd hear it obviously when someone drives by you or a plane flies over, but you're not in a direct flight path. So you're not near SeaTac Airport where you're just going to be hearing a ton of airplane noise or a ton of car noise going on there. Another thing to note about 100th is the city does have an improvement plan that they're putting in, that it is within the next few years it's going to even make it past this property, where they are building some really nice sidewalks on there and expanding the lanes, so you're going to actually have more space in between you with a really nice sidewalk in the coming years. So someone would be investing early on into this property, especially if you're going to look to live here long term. So I wanted to point this out. So this is another thing that I want to point out here. By the way, I love these pointed tiles that I have. This is the same tile design that I actually have as our backsplash in our kitchen when we remodeled our kitchen. They're of course a little bit smaller. They remind me of the dollar signs that we used to draw as a 90s kid in class. I might be going off on a way tangent here. Please someone comment in the comment section below if that related to you at all, if you know what I'm talking about. Show me a picture or whatnot. Anyways, love the tile work. But I was also pointing out, I think it's really important to that these builders are throwing in a light above the walk-in shower. I think it makes a huge difference, especially in a basement shower where maybe not as much natural light is coming through. So I'm really glad that they threw in that light above the actual shower. I think there was a shower on the main level in one of the bonus rooms, or it was upstairs. Maybe we passed by it. Feel free to go and rewind it. What I was trying to point out is this builder elected to not put a light above that, which I thought was interesting. Not a bad choice because it wasn't on a bottom level, but I just thought it was interesting that they omitted that. I'm getting really nitpicky here though, because this channel is all about touring all of these homes. And one thing you're going to know, especially when interviewing Thomas James Homes, they can't please everyone and you can't make the perfect home for everyone. So you're trying to play to the masses of what is the majority of their buyer persona going to enjoy in these homes. So of course they're not going to do everything custom or be able to put everything in. However, I'll say this is a really nice media room. It's very large, very generous for the space. You could definitely use that as a full-on theater room. You could use it as a multimedia room. Think kids play area, game media room, all in one. But you don't really need that. You could have it be a dedicated theater space with how big this entertaining area is. As you could see that they had the ping pong or table tennis table set up right there. Now, walking through here, we're going to walk to the outside here. I think I was putting my shoes on. That's why I was spending so much time right there. And once I got my shoes on, we're going to check out this outdoor space. Again, take a look at the overhead heating elements right here on your deck. And like I said, it was a concrete slab that we walk out to on your porch. Again, nice, quiet, serene backyard. Lots of usable space. Let's peek around the corner here to take a look at the front there. Now, this is partially fenced. You could fully fence this off if you didn't, if you as the buyer, if you have dogs or outdoor cats. But yeah, I mean, I guess you're not going to really fence off for a cat. But if you have dogs, you could definitely get this fully fenced off. So there is a room there to make this fence, but you just tie into this existing fence line for sure. And speaking of dogs, I was recently working with a relocation couple. One of them was a doctor, and they just absolutely love their dogs. Their dogs are their whole life. Their dogs are basically their children. And we were able to find them a new build just like this, like an infill style of property where It was rebuilt on a old property, and we just found them the perfect home where we worked with the builder to finish off and close off the backyard, and it was the perfect backyard for their dogs to run and play. They're so glad that they were able to get something that's in a city like Bellevue, but they didn't have to compromise on the backyard space for their fur babies. And I'm going off on a quick tangent here. This might be a little off the rails, but to just share a little bit personal story, or I guess personal knowledge of myself for any of my viewers that have been tracking this for a while. So since I was talking about dogs, my family, we absolutely love dogs. I have 2 dogs myself. They're both smaller dogs. One is named Max, one is Lukey. Lukey is a supposedly purebred Bichon. He was a COVID purchase. He's got some special needs, but we love taking care of him. And then my other dog, Max, who I absolutely love and is a joy as well, is he's a mix between a beagle and a chihuahua, and a little bit of cattle dog too. So beautiful golden little dog. And Max was actually a foster fail of ours. So we love to foster dogs. Our family fosters dogs a lot, and we babysit dogs for a lot of our old foster families, and my clients even babysit their dogs as well. And yeah, so we had fostered, I think, 7 dogs by the time we got Max, and I instantly foster failed, which just, it means I had to adopt him once we got him. And no more dogs right now, though. We're good at 2. And then, so we can safely save room to babysit 2 other dogs and not have to get a full-on license to take care of 5 dogs. Anyways, check this out. So this is like a panic room, or I guess you could use this like as a speakeasy, but you could definitely convert this into like a panic room or some sort of secure room back here. This is actually what would be considered a crawl space. I'm not crawling anywhere though. It is the largest crawl space I've ever accessed or been in it. And it's really cool, but that is a solid core door that is on security, springs where it closes, and it's well ventilated. Definitely could do a ton of cool stuff with that. Also, I always make this joke in my videos, but if you celebrate Christmas and you have a fake Christmas tree, under the stairs storage there was a perfect spot to put it. Just grab it once a year or leave it up year round like one of my neighbors does. All right, we are heading upstairs as well, or back upstairs onto the main floor, because we have several cool things to take a look at up here as well. One being this beautiful powder room. So this is a half bath, also typically known as a powder room. I really love the texture on the wall as well. Love the look of the pendant lighting. But here in the Pacific Northwest, specifically the Northwest MLS, we divide our bathrooms into quarters. So if you ever see a half bath, this is your typical half bath, but a bathroom is 4 quarters. So the tub, the shower, the toilet, and the sink all count as a quarter, whether the shower and the tub are in a combination or separate from each other. But if you ever see where it says there's a 0.75 bathroom, usually that means that the property comes with or that bathroom has a shower, but not a tub. And, most half baths are these powder rooms where it is a toilet and a sink. Oddly enough, or the most interesting half bath I've toured one time, it was a property that had a shower and a toilet and a shower, but not a sink. So I guess you'd wash your hands in the shower after using the restroom. Now, check out that mantle. Look how nice and thick that is. I'm really digging the look of the mantle. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. But again, it's just such a nice wood mantle. I love the wood accents that they've put throughout this home. I think they are strategically placed, and Thomas James Homes really knows their buyer persona and who's into buying this home with the architecture and the design of it. Really, again, really generous 10-foot tall ceilings as well. Okay, let's talk about getting around from this Bellevue home. So real quick, I like to give you best case and worst case drive times so you can plan your day. Best case, it's about 5 minutes to downtown Bellevue. In worst case, it can be traffic heavy at 15 minutes right on 100th, right over here. So it's super quick if you're heading to anything in downtown Bellevue that you want to get to, really. Now, downtown Seattle, your best case is around 15 to 20 minutes, but what you're going to see more on the typical end, depending on if you go during rush hour or whatnot, is you're going to be around 30 to 35 minutes. And that's if there's no construction or really heavy traffic, like there's a car crash or anything like that. So it really is manageable for commuting or weekend trips. Now, Redmond, Microsoft area, your best case is 10 to 12 minutes. Worst case, or I guess more typical worst case, is a typical time is about 20 minutes. So it's perfect if you're in tech or just want easy access to the east side hubs. Now, Kirkland, let's talk about the Kirkland waterfront from this location. Your best case scenario, no traffic, 10 minutes. Worst case or more likely is 20 to 25 minutes. You know, Kirkland waterfront could be absolutely beautiful. SeaTac Airport, your best case, 25 to 30 minutes. Worst case, closer to 45 minutes. You know, it's quick enough for trips, but far enough that you're not hearing planes all day like I talked about earlier. So one thing that's really important when you're thinking about or looking into where you're going to live in the greater Seattle area, especially if you're from out of town or out of the area. By the way, I'm pointing out just how easy this sliding glass door was to move. They had some weight to them, so they didn't feel flimsy, but it's just they designed them so well where they were not super difficult to open and shut. Love how smooth that was. I love this this breakfast or eating area, just how it jets out here, and you've got these nice corner window moment where you can look into the Bellevue downtown city skyline. Now, what I was saying before, I think it's super important anytime that you're considering a move, and if you're not going to be working from home, you should definitely take the commute, take a dry run, commute it a few times to get a feel and an idea for a property that you might be looking to buy, or at least take a commute from different areas ahead of time. So for instance, if you're going to be working in downtown Seattle, take commutes from different parts of Bellevue so you have that idea ahead of time of what your traffic is going to look like going into work each day. Because if that's something you're going to be doing, if you're basically if you're buying the home and you're not working from home, you're also marrying that commute until you're fired, you quit, or you decide to work from home. Now, again, speaking from working from home, you have that really nice office setup in the front, which we will take a look at in a bit. This is the I guess you consider this multi-gen living. It's a main level, secondary, primary on the main level here off the kitchen. All right, let's take a quick look at what's going on in the Bellevue real estate market right now, specifically for 98004. I like to break it down so it actually makes sense if you're thinking about buying or selling here. So new listings are almost the same as last year, sitting around 31 for the month. But year to date, we're seeing a huge jump, up 36% compared to last year. Pending sales, they're steady at 23 for the month, which tells me buyers are still active. Closed sales are actually up about 16% for the month, so homes that are on the market are moving. One thing I love to point out, the days on market are down, now averaging 29 days instead of 41. That's almost a month faster than last year. Sellers, that's good news for you. Prices are strong too. Median sale prices for homes is just under 3.76 million, barely down from last year, but the average price actually jumped over 7% for the month. Overall, buyers are still paying close to the list price, around 95 to 96%. Inventory is up a bit, but not crazy, and months of supply is around 4.3, so still a relatively quick market, but 4.3 is definitely heading into more of a balanced market. Now, condos, they're moving fast too. Closed sales for August shot up 75% compared to last year, which is huge. Prices are a little softer month to month, with median at $955,000. But year-to-date numbers are basically flat compared to last year. Buyers are paying pretty close to asking to for condos in Bellevue, around 98%. So it's still a competitive scene. Inventory is slightly higher than last year, giving a little more choice, but it's still not a buyer's market yet. So what's the takeaway? Bellevue is healthy, active, and still strong. Homes and condos are selling quickly, prices are holding, and there's enough inventory that serious buyers can find something. But if you're thinking about selling, especially in Bellevue, now is definitely a good window to take advantage of that activity. Okay, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. It is Aaron Morrow's world famous garage door opening test. Let's see how silent or loud this garage door really is. Okay, I am shocked. That was super quiet, especially for the garage door system that is more the traditional style where you see where it's overhead and not one of those ram and jack systems that are usually attached to the side of the garage door. I would put that in the top, I'd say top 3, maybe even top 2 of the quietest garage doors that I featured on the channel from a new construction property. I love the exterior brick here. I do the garage door test as sort of a gag. It's a running gag, but you know what? I've actually had plenty of clients that this truly does matter to them. The loudness or obnoxiousness of the garage door. So this builder actually put in a really good one. It is well above what you get in most of these new builds as well. So love the side door access there. You've got a plug there for, you could, you know, do some EV hookups in here. You've got a lot of garage space, including natural light that is coming from those windows, from those garage doors. Okay, let's listen to the ambient noise out here to give you an idea. So unless you have a car driving by, it's actually really quiet. Again, check out the brick. Love the white brick. It's beautiful. I love the lamps. I am digging the white and black look. You let me know in the comments below, though. Is it an aesthetic that you like or do you hate it? I am truly vibing with it. Okay, listen to the garage door as it closes. Again, just as quiet. No big clankety clank for anything annoying or anything screeching. Hey, also one thing to let you know, if you are a buyer that's trying to buy in this real estate market and you're just not sure if you're seeing everything that's out there, if you're not super needing to buy brand new construction, if you're into someone, you know, if you could buy some resale properties as well, please feel free to reach out to me or click the link in my description. I do have a list where you fill out a form. It's my perfect off-market home finders wish list program. I do show off a lot of resale off of that. So I know a lot of homeowners that just don't want to list their property. They would rather sell their property off market if the right buyer came along. So I have access to inventory that I can put you in front of. And if there's something that, you know, after you filling out that wish list, if there's something on that form that, you know, matches a criteria of a home that I want to put in front of you, I will get you in front of that seller and let's try to make a deal happen. This is actually a way that I get several deals to happen every year, completely off market, not on the multiple listing service. Check out this really awesome office. Love this front entry. Again, love the windows here. Super beautiful. This house is gorgeous. It ticks a lot of the boxes, folks. Let me know if you want to see this in person, if it's still available. I would love to personally show it to you. And heck, if there's something else of Thomas James Homes that you might be interested in, some other areas, you want to just see what they have available that might not even be on their website, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to let you know what might be coming in the pipeline, what they might be procuring. Would love to get it in front of you early, so maybe you could become one of their early pre-sale clients that we could all work together on. And again, this was such a beautiful home to show you guys. And there you have it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this beautiful luxury home tour right here in Bellevue, Washington. Again, my name's Aaron Morrow, local realtor here in the greater Seattle area. I've been working with clients, buyers and sellers and investors in King, Pierce and Snohomish counties for over a decade now. If you're looking to make your move over here to the greater Seattle area in the next 9 days or 9 months, or you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact info can be found below in the description. I'd love to show you how I can make your next move a smooth one. If you're looking for some more property tours like this one, or what others have said about working with me, look somewhere on the screen right here. And of course, until next time, please subscribe to me for more real estate shenanigans. Have a great day.